We are on.
Right. Hello, everybody. Good morning. It's Tammy Langowski and
Julie Hawkins, the
oh,
business.
you say it yourself. Two Psychic Moms here, just talking about life, our cats, and things that are going on, and anything that Spirit wants to channel through us today. So we always like to give you a little bit of channeled messages while we chat about other things. So we'll get started. So what's happening for you, Julie?
It's really interesting. You know how I often start off, for those who don't know, and there's probably a lot of them, I often start off with other stuff. And this morning I wanted to start off with what Spirit has been telling me since really last night uh, to talk about today, um, which is about happiness. You know,
That's
just
funny. Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm only going to interrupt because I'm getting some. I got some similar things. So that's go for it. This is so
yes,
funny. Yeah.
yes, perfect, perfect. We are, yes, perfect. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
It's it's just to not take for granted what you have, and to be where you are, and to live in the moment, and to enjoy each moment as if it is our last, because we never know when. Well, I know, but most people don't know when their last will be. And people might say, how do you know that? And I'll just segue for a minute.
Mhm.
um, Many years ago, I don't know when, I don't remember when, but really Spirit came to me and told me approximately the age I would leave the earth. And so um and so that's not why I live each day as if it were my last. It's just I've inhabited that and embraced that long ago, because we only have the moment we're in. So I really want to invite everyone to just be in the moment. It is all we have. It is where we are at. We are not in the past and we are not in the future. We are only here in this moment. And it is making this moment the one that matters. So I don't know if I'll have more to say later. I'm going to hand it off to you while I have a.
Okay. That was beautiful and really in alignment with what I received. But you're so right, Julie. Just echoing everything Julie just said. I mean, being present and in the moment is truly what we have. And there's so much talk about being in the moment, but when you really try to be and you really focus your energy in being in the moment, you will reap the rewards from that. You will benefit. You will feel it, the difference, because you know what? You get to say, whew, okay, I can just leave all this other stuff behind that's just driving me crazy. And I can just be present, because that is truly, as you said so well, that's all we have. And so, yeah, no, I love that message. That's a really important one. I got kind of this morning a lot about, and I even wrote a few notes to jog my memory. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. I was getting from our guides to be there for each other. I think, and it was about remaining optimistic. That's what made me think about when you said about being happy and so forth. It's funny because I was getting remain optimistic. I think in the months ahead, it's going to be important, kind of like it was a little bit when we first started the shelter in place, where I know for myself, I had this real need and feel to want to like reach out to people, making sure people were okay and all of that. And I think many people felt that way, certainly. I think we're going to be going back a bit to that.
Mhm.
So some of the things I jotted down was, yeah, be there for each other. I have remained optimistic. We're still weathering the storm, which, we are, and that's important. So I also got check in on loved ones. Again, there's going to echo some of the things you would hear about at the beginning of the shelter in place, but I think these are going to be kind of coming back to us a little bit, to check on other people. Yeah, still needing, we're still needing to be safe, and we're still needing, to do the right things to remain safe for ourselves, for other people. This is not just my feelings or my thoughts on that. This is coming through source. They were telling us that at the time of shelter in place and all of that, yeah, follow the protocol. I mean, it really isn't about anything else but that, about safety and being aware of that. Um, and to also, when we're needing to really make sure we're reaching out for help ourselves. If we're feeling down, if we're feeling lonely, if, and we've all felt it in different levels, different ways,
Yeah.
it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's part of the human existence to feel these emotions, but certainly let other people know that, hey, I'm needing more connection. How about we plan a day during each week that we could connect? How would you feel about that? And that may be through Zoom, it may be through FaceTime, whatever it is, right? Or just phone call. But don't be afraid to do that and to reach out to other people, because that is really important. Okay. So those were some of the things I was getting. I also got, it's a good time to write, to journal, um, practice meditation, of course. It helps to keep the peace and helps to ground you when you're writing. I think that's why they talk a lot about writing. Obviously, journaling is great anyway. Everybody kind of knows that. And yeah, so the writing, is going to keep us grounded. I'm hearing that there is more unification coming. And I think that
Oh,
yeah, it's probably no brainer, right? But I think, yeah, they are talking about that as well. So those are just some of the notes that I had. It was easier for me sometimes just to write it down as I get it, so I can refer to it. Uh, but yeah, so I would say, yeah, the happiness piece is important. Like you said, be in the moment, be present, reach out.
100%. I love all those messages, Tammy, and I'm so glad that you brought them forward. It reminded me also that so after I'm done with this, but by the time this gets posted, my other the Biz Psychic, Julie Hawkins, the Biz Psychic, where I channel for questions. People can submit questions, and I will be talking more about probably the pandemic in that, but I'll be talking about that soon. Well, that'll be up soon too. So so the reason I'm saying that is because there is more to come on the pandemic.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to say it all here. So if people want more information on what is being given on where we are in the pandemic and where it's likely to go, and a lot of this is out in the mainstream, but we talked about this months and months ago. So you can find that on Julie Hawkins, the Biz Psychic. And yeah. Anyway, so that's another resource for information like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't even know if I have any news about cats. Cats are cats. How are your cats?
My cats are fine. I agree. Nothing really going on with our cats, so or mine anyway. So that's a good thing. We love them, and they're great. And oh, I did want to ask you, because that kind of came to me too. A little thing about cats we can just ask about. Do you? I mean, I certainly do. You probably do too. That's why I was going to ask you. Do you ever really try to connect with your cats, telepathically and communicate with them?
That's
Obviously.
hysterical. Um, that because they're always talking to me and I'm always talking to them.
Exactly.
Hello. I mean, we're always having conversations. I've done that since I was a little kid. I just, again, thought everybody did that.
Mhm.
Um,
That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes it's, because here's Bella's tail, so she's sitting here.
Hello, Bella.
Sometimes it's, a lot of their information is really just about love me, love me, love me.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that you said that, because that's often what I get. Like if I just tune in to one of my cats, it'll be, I love you, you know? And then I'll, of course, send that back to them. And then usually I'm asking, how are they feeling? And sometimes he'll tell me, my older guy, who's 16, he's, got some arthritis, and he'll either say, oh, it hurts sometimes, and where he'll tell me like my back, um, things like that. But definitely it's kind of fun. I don't do it every day where I literally tune into them to check. But, certainly if I open up to them, just like I would, when we're doing readings, right? You open up and I'll receive some messages from them. I have had situations, then maybe we can talk about that another time. It's more lengthy. It was kind of interesting where I audibly heard one of my cats say something to me And I say audibly, meaning not what you're thinking, like where, some might be thinking where a cat's opening its mouth and meowing and saying something that sounds like a word. I don't mean that. I mean, sometimes clairaudiently, usually I get them internal thoughts.
Mhm.
But it was one that I literally heard the message as I was passing by him. And he was near the end of his death. He was coming close to being, and I'll talk about that later sometime, because it was kind of a really cool experience, sad for me, of course, at the same time, because he was letting me know he was going to be passing soon. But I mean, I will just say this, it was literally, I was walking by him from one room to the other, and I stopped dead in my tracks because he told me about that he's going to be going home soon.
Wow. Oh.
And I just turned over to him and I said, I heard you. I mean, I don't even get those kind of experiences that often that way. And I sat down with him and had a conversation with him. But it was amazing. I'm still in awe of that experience, because it was that love from your animals. It was that strong that he wanted to get that message to me and get my attention, almost so we could talk about it. But yeah.
Don't you that is amazing, and I can't say that I don't know that I've had that experience with my cats, but I've had it with other animals too where that's happened. The and I think that cats, dogs, all kinds of sentient beings, that's what they do, right? I mean, humans, they talk to us after they've gone. They've talked to us when they're in comatose state. It's a fascinating. That's a whole other. We should do that
Yeah,
next.
yeah, we'll talk about that
A
sometime.
whole other
It's
conversation.
really interesting. Yeah.
Um, there was one more thing I was going to say. What was it?
About the cats.
Um, maybe, maybe not. Who knows? It comes, it goes
Sometimes.
very
Yeah, it may
rapidly.
happen sometimes. We may sit here and go, what were we saying? But everybody can relate to that. Oh my gosh.
Um, I
Well, we
think
can move on to another subject.
I'm sorry.
I said we can move on to another
Yeah.
subject if we need to.
I think the only other thing I wanted to, where did I want to go? I think, I think just my internal shift about where we are globally. I want to reaffirm what we are seeing consciously, and despite what is going on in the White House as it stands now, it will pass and it will be soon, and we will be off and turning a new page into a wonderful, promising world of new things and hope to come. So I just kind of want to leave that for people. Um,
Yeah, I think that's great. I think hope is the big word there. Yeah, I think, and I hope for everybody, regardless of who people voted for and all of that kind
Mhm.
of stuff. Again, a reminder: regardless, you want to send love to all that are our potential leaders, ones who were maybe leaving office and ones who are coming in. I mean, there's been something for everything. But I agree with that. I think there's an energy of hope, because people have been wanting that, again, regardless of what side of the fence they may be on. I think everybody, is needing a lift of energy and a promise of,
Absolutely.
say hopeful, positive energy, I guess. Yeah.
It's so funny. I feel like I would love to end with a joke, and I am the world's worst joke teller. Maybe that's the joke. I can tell a whole story until I get to the punchline, and then I literally screw up the punchline. So the joke's on me, I guess. I was never meant to tell jokes. I am not that, and so I don't know. I just want to invite everybody to lean into being and feeling their happiness and their hope, and it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Do what makes you happy, what makes you feel good. Don't judge yourself, and certainly we have no ability, no ability is not the right word. uh, it doesn't serve us to judge anyone else. So,
Right, absolutely. Those are great words, great words. We want to remind everybody too that, we would love to have your comments.
yes.
So if there is questions or topics, right, that, that you would love to see us channel on, I mean, be respective. Do I have to say respectful? Do I have to say all that? Probably not, but choose your topics wisely. But if there's something you'd like us to maybe see what we could get for you, we would love to do that and include that. So, when you're viewing this in the comments, you can write, you can, yeah, say, what it is that you'd like us maybe to talk about a little bit. And we love that. And Spirit loves that. Our guides love that. So thank you, Julie, for those really great words.
Thank
And we'll
you.
just remind, yes, absolutely. We'll just remind, everybody about what we each do. And so you can find me, tammysintuitive.com is my website. Follow me on Tammy's Intuitive Services on Facebook and Instagram. I do post channeled messages there. And I'm a clairvoyant, intuitive reader to people's questions and advisor. So certainly open for sessions, and you can reach me again on the website. And I will hand
Excellent.
it on to Julie.
Love that, Tammy. I love inviting questions. I think it just stirs so much. It's great. Gets juicy.
Mhm.
I'm Julie Hawkins, the Biz Psychic, so I can be found at juliehawkins.com and bizpsychic.com. They all roads lead to me. Well, not all roads; those roads lead to me. And and uh, and my um, I just have a moment where my tongue just isn't connecting with my brain. My social media is either Biz Psychic or the Biz Psychic. So find me that way. And yeah, I'm clairaudient, sentient, buoyant. I'm all the clairs, and I work from the Akashic records, generally speaking. So
Great.
love to have comments, questions, etc. And we'll see you next time.
Okay. Two Psychic Moms saying bye bye for now. Take
Bye bye,
care.
everyone. Thank you.